Now, here on Out to Lunch, of course, we love to talk about different organizations, businesses, and also theater productions. We talk a lot about different things that are coming up, styles of theater that are out there too. Sometimes they'll bring up movies that are playing locally in the area. And also, we love to have here on the air local theaters. Well, the Elgin Theater Company is back again for another fantastic and exciting hit, actually known as Shakespeare's final masterpiece. This is The Tempest, and we're going to be having here on the air right now. We've got the director of the production here, Jocelyn, with us on the phone lines. Thanks so much for joining us today. How you doing?
Great. Thank you so much for having me. I'm delighted to be here.
Absolutely. Jocelyn, so you are the director of this play right here. It was written by William Shakespeare. So tell us a little bit about just very briefly, your position at Elgin Theater Company. Have you also done have you also directed other performances here too?
Yes, I directed for the Fringe Festival a couple years ago, Couples. And then last year, I directed Moonlight and Magnolias.
Nice.
So, yes. And of course, I've also acted at Elgin Theater Company in Chicago and also just recently this year in The Value of Moscow.
Awesome. So you always have a lot of cool things going on here, especially Elgin Theater. It's local theater, and it's so important to get the word out and let people know about how much time and energy is put into these great performances there. So let's talk a little
Yes.
bit here. First, we've got The Tempest. It's often described as Shakespeare's final masterpiece. So what really drew you personally to this play, and why did you choose it for this production?
Yeah, I love this play. So I am the new president of Elgin Theater Company. So
Awesome.
as the new president, I'm looking to, expand our borders to present works that are exciting and diverse and inclusive, that have strong casts, strong stories, and present the opportunity to have a strong ensemble of actors that can really communicate and bring forth these marvelous stories. And I love Shakespeare. I'm a big Shakespeare fan. I've done it and studied it my entire life. And what's so wonderful about Shakespeare is that all the stories are still relevant, to modern society. And they're just wonderful. They have fantastic stories, fantastic relationships. The Tempest, specifically, is so much fun. It is Shakespeare's final masterpiece, and it really has it all. It has romance, it has hilarious comedy, it has a beautiful story of redemption. It really has all these different characters coming together, wanting their own sense of freedom, and more importantly, each character in the play wants their own sense of agency over their lives. So it's a wonderful, beautiful message, and one that I think, is really relevant today, and one that everybody can relate to. It's a beautiful production. We have some original music composed by a member of our cast that's just wonderful. We have a wonderful cast. It's exciting. It has revenge, magic, mayhem, mischief, and drunken shenanigans. And it's a play I just think everybody's really going to connect to and really love.
That's awesome. And like you said, too, there's the originality of Shakespeare, and then there's also making it fresh and accessible for today's audience. So like you said, there's kind of a mixture of both. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. So obviously we are using Shakespeare's language, but Shakespeare's language is still relevant to us. I mean, the vast majority of the language is still exactly the same. Yes, there might be an antiquated word or two here or there, but the way I like to put it is we have that in American English as well, like with terms we used in the 60s, like groovy, that we don't use anymore.
Hmm.
But they're still understandable. And if you relate them in a way that you focus on the story and the relationships, then that all comes out naturally. And that comes out, through the wonderful performances of the magnificent cast that we have. And we are making it, very fast paced. I've adapted the show, so it is, cut down to a really nice time. And, we're really putting forth that energy, that makes
Hmm.
it really vibrant and relatable to today's audience.
Absolutely. You've got some great themes in this performance as well. Magic, power, forgiveness. What would you say is the main theme of this, without spoiling anything, that kind of you're hoping maybe will resonate most strongly with the audience? Again, everyone will kind of resonate with which theme is kind of interpersonal to them or things like that. But what would you say really is the theme that you hope will resonate the most strongly with your audience with this performance?
I think the strongest theme in the play that I really want to bring out, in addition to the comedy, because I just love bringing out comedy and everything, um, is that every character, and I think this is something everybody can relate to, no matter where they are in life, is that every character really wants that sense of agency, that
Hmm.
sense of personal freedom and the ability to control their life
Right.
in a way that's going to lead to their personal happiness.
Hmm.
And that is, I think, a wonderful thing. I think it's something everybody innately wants in life. And every character has different ways of going about it, which is what makes it exciting and fun to see how everybody handles their different hardships or that longing for their own personal freedom and sense of self and what's going to lead them to living the most fulfilled life possible for themselves. And I think that's a wonderful, beautiful thing.
Absolutely. And the thing too is the this play mixes a lot of things also. So you've got comedy, you have romance, you have a little bit of some darker elements in there too. So how do you try to balance those shifting tones as the director?
Yeah, that's a great question. It is Shakespeare's final masterpiece. It is classified technically as one of the four romances, most of which came later in Shakespeare's career. I love that blend. I love that in the media and the projects and the art I consume. I love bittersweet. I love serio comic. And I think the way to walk that line is just presenting all the characters with compassion, with empathy, with love, and really trying to be able to see people's different perspectives in it. And, that naturally helps bring out what is most important to each character. And then having them all long for that same sense of agency in their lives is what makes it all connect. So you're really looking for that connecting factor between some of the roles that are more serious, some of the roles that are more comedic, some of the roles that are more romantic, some of the roles that are more mischievous. You want to look for those things that bring them all together, that really have that common denominator between them, while also bringing out their fun individualism.
Absolutely. And the thing is too is there's music and song that are all woven into this production. So how does the use of music enhance the storytelling and also the atmosphere on the stage?
Oh, yes. I love music and Shakespeare. It gives you such an opportunity, to enhance the show and enhance the storytelling. We were very blessed and fortunate that one of our cast members, David Scott Crawford, who is playing Antonio in the show, composed some beautiful, wonderful original music for the show that I cannot wait for our audiences to hear. It's beautiful. It's melancholy. It's upbeat. It's timeless and yet it's new, and it really gives people that sense of place, that sense of ongoing issues in our world and in our lives.
Hmm.
The play, I'm presenting it as a morality play, which The Tempest has a lot in common, with Greek morality plays. And so our timeline for the show basically is it's pretty open. So we're presenting it as a fantasy morality play, which is timeless. And so the music that David has created that we are using in our show that is absolutely stunning is timeless. And so it's really going to help enhance the storytelling with that kind of mood and, visceral reaction to hearing the music to set the scene and set the tone of what is going on in each scene.
Absolutely. I love that. What's also great too is there are some characters there that have such distinct and symbolic characters. So there's Prospero, Miranda, Caliban, and also Ariel. So how do you guide your cast in bringing these roles to life?
Really, my beacon for guiding cast members to, their characters is discovering what is most important for that character.
Hmm.
So, what is most important to Prospero is not going to be the same thing that's most important to Caliban or the most important thing to Miranda. What they have in common, what unites them, is they all have this sense of wanting their agency over their lives. But Prospero is obviously the lead character and the most complex, played beautifully by Brian Rabinowitz. I can't wait for people to see his wonderful performance. Um, but he is the lead character that guides us through everything. And, what's important to him is he's reaching the end of his quote unquote career, the end of his life, and it's how he wants things to end for himself. He wants to go home, after being exiled to this island. He wants to go home and live out his days, being back to the Duke of Milan after having, been more interested in being a magician and, more interested in learning and in his books. And now he's more interested in, having a sense of not revenge per se, but a sense of closure for everything that has happened. Maybe a tiny bit of revenge
Hmm.
comes into play there, but a sense of closure, a sense of closing the book literally with his magic book and figuratively with moving forward and putting the past behind. Caliban wants his literal freedom from Prospero and also he grows and has a wonderful journey. Miranda was a child when she was exiled to this island, a literal baby of 3. And so she is longing to know what else is out there and, what else can make her happy and how to move forward, without her father being the one force in her life. And
Hmm.
Ariel is a fantastic character as well that comes from this. And it's fun to play with these characters that aren't based on reality, like
Hmm.
Ariel, who I see as, an air spirit and kind of a fairy figure, that's immortal, how you approach that. And I think, again, that comes from a place of really knowing what the character wants, really feeling what's important to them, because a character is real to themselves, whether they're a human being who's been exiled to an island or an air spirit. Um, it's real to them. And so finding that emotional connection, I think, is really the driving force in these characters.
That is fantastic. So much elegant and rich description, even just there too, from you, Jocelyn. So thank you so much for that. So, folks, if you want to check out more information, please feel free. Go to this show. It's going to be a hit. Performance dates are September 12th, 13th, 14th, as well as 19th, 20th, and 21st. Friday and Saturday performances start at 7:30 p.m. and Sunday matinee performances at 2. That's Elgin Art Showcase Building at 164 Division Street on the 8th floor. Before I let you go, Jocelyn, I want to say thank you again for coming onto the air. For someone who has never seen The Tempest before, what do you hope that they can walk away with after experiencing this performance?
I hope they walk away having a great time, sharing a bunch of laughs with us, and visualizing themselves in the play and, what gives them their best sense of self and fulfillment in life.
Absolutely. Well, Jocelyn, thank you so much for joining us today. We greatly appreciate it. And folks, you can find more information at elgin-theater.org/Nax Production. You can also go to tickets at inil.com or call 847-741-0532. Best of luck to you, the play, the performance, and also the cast members out there as well. I expect, of course, that it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. So thanks so much for joining us today, Jocelyn.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Take care now.
You too.
All
Bye
right.
bye.
Bye bye now. All right. That was Jocelyn, the director and new president of Elgin Theater Company. Check out more information at elgintheater.org. That's elgintheater.org for more information. Check out what the performance is about. What's going to be coming up there too. Again, that is on the 12th, 13th, and 14th of September, as well as 19th, 20th, and 21st. What I want to do here next is play that trailer for you so that you can get a little sneak peek on what to expect with the show.
My name is Prospero, a magician and the former Duke of Milan. My throne was usurped by my ambitious brother. My young daughter Miranda and I escaped by boat to a remote island inhabited only by weird and magical creatures. That was 12 years ago.
I'm Miranda. My father never talks about what happened all those years ago, even though I keep asking him. All I've ever known is life on this island. I'm curious about what else may be out there and the world that I came from.
Everything is about to change.
With my help, I am Ariel, a magical spirit that Prospero set free from my imprisonment with his magic. I have been helping him since he freed me, and we're about to do our most powerful spell yet.
I've sent Ariel to help me create a tempest, a wild storm to shipwreck my brother and his court of loyal followers.
How could you?
Don't worry, no one will be harmed. Prospero and I are so powerful together that we can work wonders.
It's time for me to face my past mistakes, and for those who betrayed us, to face me.
Time for me to learn more about life beyond this island.
And time for me to be set free if I can complete this last task for Prospero.
What will happen when my treacherous brother and I meet each other face to face for the first time in 12 years?
What will happen when I meet the first handsome young man I've ever seen?
What will happen when our island is overrun with drunks, fools, schemers, and royalty? Come find out in this fun, fast-paced production of William Shakespeare's The Tempest, presented by the Elgin Theatre Company, running this September 12th through the 21st at the Elgin Arts Showcase. Look for further information and tickets online at elgin-theater.org.
Join us for magic,
Mischief,
Romance.
and comedy that all begins with
The Tempest.